It will be a difficult Thanksgiving. Public health officials have quarantined a nursing home, and it's happening in Marin County. There's an outbreak of the gastrointestinal illness known as norovirus that began weeks ago. Family and friends of residents living at County Villa Novato Healthcare Center are being told to stay away while their loved ones remain in their rooms. We've learned that close to a third of the center's residents are sick. Officials there are not sure whether anyone will be allowed in or out for Thanksgiving.
We're hopeful that it's going to be lifted by Thanksgiving.
Okay, so the restriction now, though, is no visitors.
Correct. That's the current restriction at this point.
Health officials are still trying to determine the source of the illness. Administrators at the home won't say exactly how or how many patients and staff are being affected.
It's an ambitious project aimed at fighting disease, and it's happening right here in the Bay Area. More than 500 local vets have provided their DNA to help researchers learn more about disorders. They're participating in the Million Veteran Program. Today, veteran Kate Bowen provided a blood sample at the VA Palo Alto healthcare system. The program organizers hope to enroll 1 million other vets over the next 5 years, too.
The goal of this program is to help understand how genes influence disorders across veteran populations, and then to extend this information to all Americans nationally.
Those who run the program say the information can be used to understand why some veterans develop post-traumatic stress disorder and others don't, and whether there's a genetic component to Alzheimer's disease. Participation in the database is completely voluntary, and vets' personal information, including their names, is completely protected.
Well, here's something bold and dynamic. A group of powerful California billionaires has a plan to save the state from its financial struggles. This Billionaires Club has a proposal. But will it work? NBC Bay Area's political analyst Larry Gerston joins us tonight. Larry, we're talking Google chairman Eric Schmidt, Condoleezza Rice, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a VIP list. What's the pitch here?
Yeah, they're all behind this. It's called A Blueprint to Renew California, Raj, and it's the result of 1 year's worth of research. Now, this report has a plan to put California on firm ground, both politically and financially, for the foreseeable future. Now, some of the recommendations are more provocative than others, but the fact is, one way or another, this proposal's got a lot of substance and room for a lot of discussion.
Okay, between the lines here, politically motivated, and what are really the main points?
Well, the proposal's got 3 major sections, and something for everyone, I suppose. First, local empowerment with new state funds for local governments to provide for public safety and other necessary functions they just can't fund. Second, an independent citizens council for government accountability, which would oversee state policies in education, infrastructure, environment, and all kinds of general business issues. And third, a new broad-based tax system, which would allow the state to generate at least $10 billion more in new revenues. Some areas, by the way, include extending the sales taxes to everything except medical services and education, lowering the sales tax rate, things like that, simplifying the income tax system, and lowering the corporate tax bite. Quite a change.
Okay, and this is why we bring you in, because you can break this down for us. The red flag, what's the most controversial part about this proposal?
Yeah, a couple of things here come to mind. Look, the Citizens Council for Government Accountability and the revised tax system. Critics, no doubt, are going to claim that the appointed new council will basically replace the state legislature, whose members, by the way, are elected, even if they are sometimes ineffective. In addition, anytime you talk about changing the tax code, just about everybody affected gets into the fray one way or another. But I'll tell you something, one fact's clear. This group is going forward with a $20 million budget for a series of ballot propositions, perhaps as early as 2012. And given the state's miserable condition, their ideas are going to create a big buzz one way or the other.
Okay, the Billionaires Club trying to push it through. Thank you, Larry.
Well, still ahead here at 6, forget 6 degrees of separation. Facebook proving the world it really is a lot smaller.
Also, Solyndra finds a few potential buyers. We'll tell you what the bankrupt company is now planning to do.
And I'm Janelle Wang. A major drug company is forced to pay nearly $1 billion in fines, and 3 Americans behind bars tonight in Egypt. Today's top international headlines next.
Occupiers in Oakland take over another area, the fight over the new encampment.
MPG up to 33 on the highway, and payments now as low as $179 a month for 27 months. See your California Ford dealer and make Fusion your choice.
know you've got a lot on your plate at Thanksgiving, which is why Safeway has everything you need to get it all done. Right now, get a Safeway frozen turkey up to 12 pounds for just $5 each. Cook your Thanksgiving turkey perfectly with our free Chef Assistant app. It's foolproof. Safeway, ingredients for life.
Yes, this is in fact an ad. And this is a professional driver on a closed course. Another fact, the 333 horsepower Hyundai Genesis has more horsepower than the Lexus GS350, an 8-speed automatic transmission, and premium orchestra seating with heated front seats. Hey, who said the truth hurts?
To give thanks this holiday, we're offering a $399 lease on the Genesis, but only at your Bay Area Hyundai dealers.
Keurig has a wide variety of gourmet coffee and tea to choose from. Keurig is the way to brew fresh, delicious coffee in under a minute.
Way to brew.
So with Keurig, every cup tastes like it's brewed just for you. Because it is. Choose, brew, enjoy. Keurig.
Ford Focus?
The saga continues. Occupy protesters have made themselves at home in yet another location. Now they've moved into a foreclosed lot in Oakland.
It's a common theme here. The neighbors don't want them there, and the fight is escalating. Here's NBC Bay Area's Jody Hernandez.
Tensions are high in West Oakland tonight as Occupy Oakland demonstrators set up camp on the property of a home in the midst of foreclosure, despite neighbors' objections.
We don't need this in our neighborhood, not on Linden Street.
My biggest problem is after the cameras go away, you don't see the leaders here. You see the mentally ill and the homeless and ones with substance abuse problems. They're the ones who are actually housing here.
Demonstrators say they simply want to help the homeowner out.
We're actually trying to help save the house for the lady who owns it right now. She still owns it.
We had the homeowner's consent to be here. We talked to the renter, we had his consent.
Not so, says tenant Melvin Welch,
where people are occupying some property illegally.
Who called the police today hoping to get the camp cleared out.
They're urinating in my front yard. They're urinating through my fence. They're trespassing. They have no rights to be there.
Downtown
they didn't knock on my door and say, Melvin, can I go over there?
This afternoon, an assistant to Oakland's city administrator paid the camp a visit to warn them they don't have the homeowner's blessing.
Essentially, this is private property. We've been told by the property owner that they don't have permission to be here. We're trying to inform them that we've been told that, and hopefully they'll choose to leave.
But so far, no sign of that happening. Last check, campers were talking about bringing in more supplies.
As long as